He must have taken a blow to the skull from somewhere. There were multiple fractures in the temporal bone. This extended all the way to the frontal and sphenoid bones.
So the mystery and frustration for homeowners.
Another one's neck was severely deformed. There was a large burn on his left arm and also a small hole. The
police credit neighborhood watch programs for much of that decrease.
Maybe the worst happened to him. He had no pupils and his eye sockets were empty. His nose cartilage was broken and flattened, with missing upper lip soft tissues and no tongue. His ribs were broken in 2 places symmetrically. This caused bleeding in the right atrium of his heart. All of this and more happened to 9 people during a winter trip they took. What was it that caused such a terrible fate to await them? In this video, the journey of a group of young people in 1959 who set out during their school break for some fun and adventure, and what happened to them is told. The events are recounted exactly as they happened day by day. This is a true story. The people in the group were as follows: Igor Dyatlov, Yuri Doroshenko, Lyudmila Dubinina, Yuri Krivonishenko, Alexander Kolovatov, Zenaida Kolmogorova, Rustem Slobodin, Nikolai Tibos, Alexeyevich Zolotaryov, and Yuri Yudin. Their route was to start from Sevyortlas, take a train to Visaya, then continue by truck to the 40,000 settlement, then proceed on foot along the Lozva River, reach the banks of the Auspa River, continue from Mount Otorten to Oikochagur Hill, and after North Tosemka, return to Visaya. Their journey began on January 23rd, 1959. And here we are on the road. Now we're sitting in room 531 on train number 43. We're not exactly sitting. Our backpacks are stuffed with oatmeal, tin cans, and canned meat. Hey, can we play mandolin on the train? Sure we can. Oh, we forgot to buy salt. Igor, where are you? The kids swore not to smoke during the trip. Honestly, I wonder how long they can manage without cigarettes. We've sung all the songs we know. We even learned some new ones. I wonder what awaits us on this journey. What will we encounter? We reached Serotown between 7-8 Anti-Meridium. They forbade us from staying at the station. The train to Ivdel departs at 6:30 post-meridium. It'd be nice to explore the city beforehand. They complained about the songs we sang last night. I think this is the only train where singing is forbidden. Thanks to communism. We ended up at the police station because a drunk passenger accused Yuri of stealing his vodka. Luckily, nothing could be proven. While we still had time, we went to a nearby elementary school. Lunch was being served and we were hungry. We chatted with the children in the 1st and 2nd grades. The children became so attached to Zina that they left her in tears. They didn't want her to leave. The evening train was departing soon. We're also going home.
Hello, dear mother, father, Tom, Galia, and Lucia. Greetings from your daughter Zina. I'm far from you again. We're in Serov, so how is life? Is there anything new? We're going camping with a group of 10 people. I have all the clothes I need, so don't worry about me. See you soon. Goodbye. Big kisses from Zina to all of you. Write to me. I'm looking forward to it, okay?
On the morning of January 25th, the Dyatlov group arrived at Ivdel, which is located 211 miles north of their starting point. We woke up at 5:30 ante meridium and packed up quickly, barely getting any sleep. I'm exhausted. We set out for Vizhai on the first bus. We had to travel in 3rd class. That part of the bus was so cramped with our belongings that after a while, Nikolai had to put his feet on top of Zolotaryov's head. Honestly, it was a very funny sight, but then some adventures happened. The bus left the highway a bit and entered the village. They said it would leave the village in an hour. We wanted to continue on foot until the bus arrived. Walking was far better than the crowded bus, and we walked 18.64 miles with pleasure, even without having breakfast. This must be a mercy of fate for us. After a while, the bus arrived, and we continued towards Vizahi. We were there at 2 in the afternoon. We will continue the journey in the morning. We are extremely lucky. The Golden Symphony movie will start soon. We left all our belongings at the hotel and went to watch the movie. The movie was really great. We went to bed late again at night. Finally, we will be able to sleep in a nice bed. On January 26, 1959, the Dyatlov group continued their journey from Vijay to Area 41. We woke up at 9 anti-meridium to a temperature of negative 17 degrees Celsius. We had slept in a so-called hotel. Some slept in double bunk beds. Alexander and Yuri slept somewhere between the bunks. We had a little breakfast. Some people scoffed when served lukewarm tea. Igor Dyatlov smiled and said, if the tea is cold, try drinking it outside. It will be warmer. It was truly an original thought. We bargained to go to the 41 cent settlement by truck. We finally agreed and got on the truck. We left there at 13:10. We took one last photo before leaving. While we were going by truck, we sang songs along the way. We talked about topics like love and friendship. Before leaving, some people sent letters to their relatives.
Hello, settled citizens of Sverdlovsk. Yesterday, we arrived safely at Vise village. Now we are going to the starting point by truck. The weather is nice and mild. 10-15 degrees. Everything is fine for now. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye. I got caught up in the trip. May everything go as you wish, Rustin Slobodin.
We arrived at Area 41 around 4:30 post-meridium. When we got there, we were warmly welcomed. The staff cooked lunch, we had a nice meal, and now we're resting. Some people went to the next room to watch a movie. The others, last I saw, were chatting outside. Getting some rest would be good. We'll continue our journey tomorrow. We've been getting ready since the morning. It's 5 degrees Fahrenheit. In Area 41, Yudin's condition worsened slightly due to inflammation in his back nerves. I think it happened during the open air. While coming by truck, we met an old man here named Slava. He will help us carry our loads for 14.91 miles with a sled pulled by a horse. Now we're sitting and waiting for the backpacks to be loaded. We finished by 4 post-meridium and set off. The horse is going a bit slow. It's really nice not to have a backpack, but we could only cover 4.97 miles in 2 hours. It's starting to get dark. All the delay is because of the horse. Today we're going a few kilometers along the Loza River, and then we will cross to the Auspa River. We found a village and a house in complete darkness. This place looks completely abandoned. We made a small fire with some planks. A few people hurt their hands while removing the nails from the planks. Everything's going pretty well for now. We left our backpacks and we're chatting a bit. After a warm dinner, we had fun and joked around until 3 a.m. I think tonight will be the last time we sleep in a bed. We awoke to Yurka and Kolovatov's booming voices in the morning. The weather has been favorable so far. It's -8 degrees outside. After breakfast, some people led by our famous geologist Yuri Yudin went out hoping to collect some materials for the collection, but they didn't find anything. Today, Yuri Yudin will leave us due to inflammation. Of course, it's sad that he's leaving us, especially for me and Zina, but there's nothing to be done about it. We left at approximately 11:45, continuing without Yuri Yudin. We are heading towards the Lozia River. The snow cover is significantly less compared to last year. After about a 6-hour journey, we stopped at the Lozia shore around 7:30. Tonight we'll spend our first night in the tent. The kids are busy with the stove. They're sewing a shade from a sheet. Meanwhile, we're having some fun. We took Nikolai's hat, and he got quite tired trying to retrieve it. The evening preparations are finished. No one wants to sleep next to the stove because it's too hot. In fact, they even argued a bit because of this. Now it's time to sleep. We'll set out again in the morning. Today is Yuri Doroshenko's birthday. Congrats on turning 21. We kept going along the Loza River. Soon we'll turn towards Auspa. The temperature is minus 22 degrees, but it's quite nice. We saw tracks belonging to the Mansi people on the way. Mansi is the name given to the villagers living around this area. We took a short break. Igor Dyatlov is checking the map and looking at our route. Doroshenko and Zolotaryov were lost in thought. Who knows what they were thinking about? As a group, we turned left from the Loza River, and we are moving through the forest towards Auspa, following the ski trail of a Mansi hunter. We found many Mansi signs along the way. The temperature is currently minus 13 degrees. There is a light wind. We found some firewood and set up camp at a spot not too far from our destination. We will continue on our way from here in the morning. After breakfast, we set out moving along the Auspa River, but these ice masses are not allowing us to move forward. We encountered another Mansi structure in the middle of the road. Yes, Mansi, this word has started to appear more and more in our conversations. Zina is writing down the Mansi's marks on the trees in her notebook and trying to figure out what they mean. The weather is sunnier today, but colder compared to yesterday. The trail follows the left bank of the Auspa River, but the team has stopped following the river. The cold of Auspa is truly something else. The Mansi tracks ended here, surrounded by pine trees as the sun neared setting. As always, we set up the tent and are lighting a fire with pine branches. We warmed up a bit by the fire and then went into the tent to sleep. Another day of our journey is over. Tomorrow we'll wake up early again. Today's weather is slightly worse at negative 24 Ivdel. The weather is relatively clear. Luckily, there's a mild wind blowing from the west. We set out at around 10 in the morning. We're following the old Mansi trail. Walking is harder than yesterday. We keep getting lost. Visibility has decreased a lot. We can only move forward at about 1.5, 1.24 miles per hour. We've developed new methods for walking. One person leaves his bag and moves forward for 5 minutes, then comes back. If we're on the right path, we keep going on that path. We need to find a place to set up our tent by 4 in the evening. Exhausted and worn out, we started preparing for the night. There's little dry firewood around. We only found a few dry branches as most are damp. We started digging a pit with logs to make a fire. Now we're having dinner in a warm tent. It's hundreds of kilometers away from human settlements. While the wind is howling outside, it's a bit hard to sleep in the tent thinking about this. We woke up a bit late this morning. Krivonashenko is cleaning the stove. Rustam is wearing a jacket they accidentally burned and posing for the camera. Frankly, I'm a bit worried. We've now left Auspa. We're walking towards virgin lands. Walking has become harder. Sometimes the snow is up to 3 feet 11 inches deep. The forest is gradually thinning out. The slope has increased a bit where we're walking. You can feel the altitude. The notes they took end here. The Dyatlov group was only able to advance 1.24 miles in weather, where visibility dropped to 50 to 109 yards, 3 feet 3 inches. This photo was taken while they were preparing to set up the tent. The snow was quite deep. That's why they're digging the snow to set up the tent close to the ground. You can see from the surrounding fog and wind that the weather conditions are tough. This picture you see is the last photo taken of them. A tent was set up on an open ridge 328 yards from the summit on a 30-degree slope, right on the slope of Polet Kala, which in the Mansi language means dead mountain. After February 2nd, there was no trace of them, no diary entry, no photograph. 3 weeks later, the search team set out. After the searches, they found the first traces of them, the tent they had set up. About a few months later, during searches conducted within a 1-kilometer radius, the bodies belonging to the group were found one by one. The first 2 bodies found were right under a cedar tree. The other 3 bodies were found on the path leading to the tent. They were all frozen. The remaining 4 bodies were found about 2 months later in a riverbed. exactly 1.5 kilometers away from the tent they had set up. What was it that led them to their deaths? Did they make a mistake somewhere? What happened to them? Instead of staying inside the tent, why did you go down toward a wooded area? You can like this video for the second episode, where I will cover all the details of this incident and reveal what happened behind the scenes. I'm Enigma. See you soon.